What's up, guys? Today's video I'm going to be showing y'all some of the best budget cheap Scx24 mods. So let's get it. Alright guys, so like y'all saw in the intro, today I'm going to be showing y'all some of the best free mods or cheap mods for the Scx24. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing it with the base cam, but you can do this with like any Scx24 you want to. So yeah, we're going to get into it. Alright, so we're going to start with the chassis. This chassis is just 3D printed. So I had when I had first gotten into Onshape 3D CAD stuff and printing things, I wanted to make these rails. So they were originally for T-Rex 4M. They didn't have any holes, weren't measured or anything. I was just kind of going at it, and I just had them laying around. So I cut them a little bit, drilled the holes, and ended up putting that on here because it's got a little bit of an angled skid, if you can kind of tell. So I wanted that, and I think that helps a lot. So there's a lot of different things you can make chassis out of. I've seen people use metal rulers. I've seen people use obviously people 3D print them. I've seen people use just random pieces of plastic. You can cut them out of a lot of different things. They're not too bad. You can cut them out of like polystyrene and stuff. So a lot of different things, a lot of different designs you can do with them. But this is what I tried, and I think it works pretty good. Alright, staying up under here, under the hood, right here, I've got this little Lexan tray. If you can kind of tell, let me move the SC. It's a little Lexan tray that goes over the motor. So it's just like, I bent it right here and then screwed it like in between the chassis and the skid plate. Just screwed it in. Same with the other side. And it just goes over the motor in case you don't have like a good spot to mount an ESC or a battery. It's a good spot to mount an ESC in my opinion because it's not super heavy, so it's not too high up and you end up having problems, but I think it works good for ESC. So yeah, a little Lexan tray goes over the motor, gives extra space to add stuff. So yeah. So I took and used magnets and mounted my body with magnets because it originally had, I think the base camps had like a hinge or something. I think that's how most of the Scx24s are. But since I changed everything up, put a new chassis and all that, I just took and made a magnet body for it because I personally like the magnet bodies. I think they work really good. And yeah, especially for the light Lexan bodies that not super heavy and so they can't move around that much. So yeah. Alright guys, so down here on the bottom of the car, I'm going to be showing you a skid plate that I made, a little rock slider. So yeah. So back here in the back, I've made this little Lexan rock slider. So I just bent the little tabs over on the ends and screwed it in to the axle. So where you screw the links in and the shocks and stuff. So yeah, it holds it on very nicely. It's pretty strong, and yeah, so it definitely helps because instead of having right here where the axle is, let me see if I can get a better shot. Instead of having it where it just comes into a straight like block or whatever, the skid plate kind of just flows with the axle and kind of goes up. So yeah, that definitely helps. I definitely recommend trying that. It's just a piece of Lexan, but you could do that with probably a lot of different things, like whatever you want to. You can do them in the front too. You can do them over this bottom skid plate if you wanted to. But yeah, it's all personal preference. So yeah. Alright, so it's probably a little hard to see, but you can kind of see that I bent the rear links. So I just heated them up with a lighter, and you just heat them up a little bit, and then you can bend them. So yeah, I think the bending the links, if you're trying to keep it budget, not super expensive, but you want more clearance, I definitely recommend trying to bend the rear links. You can bend them, if you can kind of see mine. I've bent, not only did I bend them down, but I kind of bent them out and around a little bit. Same with the top ones, just bend them around different ways. That way they clear each other. But yeah, I think bending the links definitely helps, especially with the angled skid. The front ones, just a little bit of bend. I went out and around again, like you can kind of tell on the bottom ones. But yeah, overall, if you're trying to keep it budget cheap, budget friendly, I definitely recommend trying that. If you want to try and make some links, I've seen people like 3D print them. I've seen people make them out of like all kinds of different stuff, polystyrene, little like threaded rods, stuff like that. So if you want to try and make some links, I haven't personally tried that yet, but if you would like to, I'd definitely give it a shot. I think it'd be a good option. But yeah, so that's basically kind of all of I've got for y'all right now. But we're going to get this thing out on the course, see how she runs, and yeah, so let's get it. Alright, we're out here on the course now, so we're getting ready to go see how the Scx24 runs with the little mods that I've done to it. So yeah, let's get it. This course is definitely harder for the little Scx than my 1/18 scale trucks, because like I was saying, definitely harder for the little Scx to make it around the course, mainly because of its size and how big the course is and how big the little obstacles are. But it gets over it pretty well, in my opinion. We're gonna see how this thing can conquer the staircase. I've got one line that's a really like comp line. So far, none of my trucks have been able to make it. So, but other than that, the course is not too bad. So, just made it up. Little staircase. But yeah, other than the fact that it's a little bit light, it's a little bit on the light side of things and likes to flip over a little bit. I mean, the flex is not bad. Definitely doing staircase type stuff, it definitely has got an advantage at, because if it's nice clearance in the rear from those high clearance links, where I bent them, gives it a lot more clearance. Big clearance problem, but works really good. Rock slider seems to be working fairly good, which is a good thing. So, yeah. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any suggestions for things to do to this truck to make it a little bit better. I'm trying to keep it kind of on the budget side of things for this truck, but I would love to know what y'all's thoughts are. So yeah, as y'all can see, it does like to flip over a little bit more than some of my other trucks. Probably because it's so light. But other than that, it performs fairly good for its little size on this course. This is probably one of my least of my problem. So it goes over that right. Don't think I'm going to be able to make it up the wall. She's not quite got a long enough wheelbase. But, yeah. And coming back up the hill. It's a pretty steep hill. It's a little bit challenging, but Scx is making light work of it. Driving up it pretty easily. Get a different angle here. Oh, getting hung in that little spot. Oh. Hey, there you go. Yeah, this thing performed really good on the course. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. If so, please like and subscribe. It really helps. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.